Welcome. My name is Danielle, and I am so glad you're here. If you're here, that means that most likely you are going through something. And so I want to tell you right here, right now, at the beginning, that is okay. Whatever you're going through, I just want you to know that you are seen, you are validated. It's hard. Life is hard sometimes. And so it might not feel like it, but one day, if you give yourself space and grace to just be wherever you are, then one day those experiences that are weighing you down, they're going to be a little bit less and life will be different. It might not be better, it might not be worse, but I promise you it will be different. You will feel less burdened if you keep at it and keep on doing the work. But first, we have to do the work. So, for today, we have a well rounded trauma informed flow to kind of get into all of the core muscle groups, just help us reconnect with our bodies. And we're trying to skip over some of the most stimulating poses. So, we've already kind of trimmed down the pose list, if you will, to ones that are kind of safe for all populations. But I don't know your body, I don't know your trauma. So, whatever it is that you're going through, here at the beginning, we need to have a conversation with ourselves and identify, closing those eyes, listening. What am I okay with doing? And what am I okay with not doing? So, making that commitment to yourself at the beginning and knowing that you have permission to do whatever you need. This is your practice for you to start the work on loosening that trauma. The real work on the trauma itself begins off the mat. I can't help you there, but at least I can help you get embodied a bit better and start that healing process. So, in order to do this, you don't need any props, but they're always welcome. What you need is yourself, your mat, and a safe space to just process it and be with it. So maybe close the windows, maybe lock the door, put on some calming music, nothing too intense, too stimulating, and we will get started in a seated position. All right, we will go ahead and get started. So I like to remind myself at the beginning of every practice that all of this, right, it's all just extra. What yoga really is a moving meditation where we meditate on our breath. So, all that matters, as long as we're on the four corners of our mats, is you and your breath and how you're experiencing it. So, to start, we're going to really start to connect with our breath and help regulate our bodies, our nervous system. So, we're going to start in a comfortable seat. You can do an easy seat, legs out front, maybe half lotus, maybe full lotus. Or if you want to give some space for your hips, you can take a block and put them underneath your hips to just kind of lift it up, give it different angles for your knees. Sometimes that helps me just get a little bit taller. So maybe modifying, maybe not, or maybe taking child's pose, whatever is most comfortable for you. You're in your body, you know what you need. So trust yourself and go ahead and take it. But if we are starting seated, we are starting to ground down. So really focusing on your hip points, rooting into the earth. Then we're lifting up tall through the spine. The shoulders are rolling down the back. We're extending through the crown of the head. We are regal, we are strong, and we are ready to connect with our deepest, truest selves. So maybe your hands are resting on your knees to help support the chest and support the spine. Maybe you'd rather have your hands at heart center, tucking the chin slightly to really focus that energy, that intention inwards. Maybe you'd like to take one hand on your heart, one hand on the belly, and really feel your breath, the rise and the falls. Take a moment or two to just play with one or several. Find what works for you. And then commit. Slowing our breath down, inhales through the nose, exhales through the nose, and then just starting to notice what is going on the inside. So we're closing our eyes if it feels safe, or maybe just a soft gaze at the front floor in front of you if that feels safer. This is your time where you have set yourself up to be safe, to be successful. So there's nothing to fear here. Give yourself permission to experience and process whatever it is your body needs to work through. And give yourself space to know that it is okay to back out, to do less. So as we're starting to settle into our bodies, let's really start to tune into our breath. So on every exhale, feel the air as it exits through the nose. Really feel the body go heavy, rooting down into the earth. So bring some awareness to your hips, to your sacrum, your low spine. Feel that connection with Mother Earth that is supporting you. Your roots are grounding down, giving you the support and the space to experience whatever it is. And then let's start to bring some awareness to our inhales. So on every inhale, we're growing a little taller through the spine, feeling that energy, that life, that prana lifting us up, growing taller, growing stronger. On every inhale, can we find a little bit more life, a little bit more joy and vibrance to give us energy through the poses of our day? And then let's start to bring some awareness to both the inhales and the exhales. Finding balance, equal and opposites in everything that we do. So every inhale growing strong, every exhale rooting down. Keeping equal length, equal space, equal in all things. And bringing that awareness, that energy to our heart. So all of our movements from this moment forward are coming from a space of love and gratitude for ourselves. So let's bring that energy, that awareness to our heart center. Feel that light shining through. And let's move through the heart as we shine that light throughout our bodies in space. So on your next inhale, arms out and up, maybe lifting the gaze if it feels okay. Then on your exhale, we're going to twist to the right, left hand coming to right knee, right hand lifting behind you. We are grounding down through the sitting bones as we look over our right shoulder and really leading and lifting that heart space. And then release. Hands come back through center. Maybe they touch. And then on your exhale, twisting over to the left. Right hand to left knee, left hand supporting behind you. Maybe taking it to your low spine or your hip crease if you want to get fancy. But know that there is no right or wrong option, just what option feels good for you. And inhale back through center. Then we're going to interlock the fingers, flip the palms, stretching up. On your next exhale, we're going to start to tip over to the right, grounding down through that left sitting bone, breathing into that left rib, lifting the heart, getting space to just get into our bodies. Maybe looking over at the ceiling at the top if it looks okay. And inhale back through center. On your exhale, tipping over to the left. So we're trying to wake up the whole right side of our body. Everything from our hips down to our fingers are stretching, awakening, opening. Maybe we're lifting the gaze. Then inhale back through center. Exhale, release the hands. Start to circle your wrists, bringing them down. And then flipping them, circling the other way when you make it halfway. And then start to shift the weight into the hands and make your way into a tabletop. Just taking a moment here, navel to spine, shoulders away from the ears, toes can be tucked or untucked. Just really feeling strong and supported, extending through the crown of the head and finding our core, our strength. Our core is what supports us, what moves us through our day. So can we activate it? Really feel your muscles engaging. And then just breathe. You're welcome to stay here. If you want to come onto seated and maybe bracing your hands on your knees, you're welcome to it. Or staying in tabletop, starting to go into our cat-cow. So on our cow, dropping the belly, lifting the heart. And then on our cat, exhaling, rounding back, tucking the chin. And then inhale, dropping the belly, leading with the heart. And on your exhale, using that heart to guide you back. Starting to move with your breath. One breath, one movement. If we're staying in tabletop, we're staying strong and engaged through the core. If we're going from a seated position, we're lifting the heart and then rounding back. But we are staying long in the spine. We're not trying to crunch down. We're trying to awaken all those deep muscles. Maybe closing the eyes for a moment or two gives you the space to really feel and notice what's going on. And breath by breath, always coming back to our breath. All right, now starting to make our way back into tabletop just for a transition. Maybe walking your hands forward a handprint or two, tucking your toes, lifting our hips, and stepping to the top of our mat for our first little forward fold. So a generous bend in the knees here. We don't want to straighten the legs if it hurts too much in the spine. We're just waking up the backside of our bodies. Maybe we're grabbing opposite elbows and swaying side to side. Maybe you're giving your legs, giving yourself a big bear hug. Sometimes we need a hug, we need to love ourselves. So that might feel good. Maybe taking the hands at an interlock and putting them at the base of the neck. That sometimes feels good too. It helps your head hang a little heavier. Or, just doing whatever is calling to you. This is your practice. You are in control of the sensation. So we're all looking for sensation. We just have to do different things to find it. And so just giving yourself the space to be curious. What can I feel in my body today? And settling in for one more breath. All right, then releasing any bind that we've taken on our inhale, slowly round it up, roll it up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Chin comes up last, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. And coming back to our breath, that sacred pause in between movements, allowing us to reconnect with our deepest, truest selves. And then we will start to move. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Micro bend in those knees if needed. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up. Chin comes up last. Arms up overhead. Arms down by your side. So we'll do a couple of rounds of this, just moving, connecting with our breath, getting into our bodies. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up, vertebrae by vertebrae, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. Connecting with our breath. Let's do one more round, really feeling the breath in each movement. Inhale, arms up, lifting the gaze if it feels okay. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands sliding up the shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. Inhale, arms up, interlock grip, release just your index fingers, and on your exhale, tipping over to the right side of your body. So we're trying to stretch the whole left side, so shoulders are level and hips are level at the front of our mat, and we're pulling our body over to the right as we push our hips to the left. Then inhale, back through center. Exhale, tipping over to the left. So we're pushing our hips to the right, pulling our arms to the left, really finding space in the whole right side of our body. And breathing deeply for just a moment more. And inhale, back through center. Exhale, cactus the arms, lift the heart. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, we fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up. Arms up overhead. Exhale, arms to heart center. So maybe notice for moments how that feels. Just adding a little bit more movement in and knowing that all of these movements are completely optional. You are in control. All right, let's do that one more time, a little bit quicker. Inhale, arms up, interlock grip. Exhale, tipping to the right, holding for a breath. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, tipping left, holding for a breath. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, cactus the arms, lift the heart, draw the shoulder blades in. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, right foot steps back, then drop the knee. Toes can be tucked or untucked. On your inhale, hands come to knee, thigh, or sky for a little low lunge. So again, this is your practice, your chance. Maybe finding what feels good for you. Maybe we're staying here. If you want to keep grounded, if this is too stimulating, you can bring your hands down to the floor or bringing your hands down to blocks. If you don't want to be as lifted, that's okay. If you want a little bit more stimulation, maybe we're tucking those toes and lifting those knees for a high lunge. Maybe transitioning between the two, finding some engagement. But the beautiful thing about this is your practice. So what is calling to you? But whatever shape we're choosing, we are looking for awareness, engagement, and our right hip is being pushed down, our left hip is sliding back. We really want to feel this part of our body, our sacrum, our lowest spine, our hips. So what can we feel in this pose for a few more breaths? Can we lift the heart, finding length in the spine, and sink those hips a little bit lower? And then as we're ready, start to bring the hands down, drive down through the left heel to push your hips back, coming into a little half splits. And again, depending on you and what you're going through, modify to make this feel safe. Maybe we're staying up high. Maybe you're folding in, surrendering the head down to feel safe, to feel supported. Maybe you're taking a hand to a block, or maybe a hand to both blocks. Just here for a couple of breaths. So play, find what works for you, but lift the heart, shining it towards your feet, lengthening the spine as we then drop the head. Maybe closing the eyes helps you notice something right now. What are you feeling? Is it too much? Is your body trying to communicate? So listen and breathe. Then we release. So start to rebend that left foot, walk the hands forward, tuck your back toes, pick up that back knee, and step forward to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. And maybe closing your eyes and coming back to your breath. Inhale and exhale. What do we feel? All right, so inhale, arms up, interlock grip. Exhale, tipping over to the right. Holding for a breath. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, tipping left. Holding for a breath. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, cactus the arms, shine the heart up. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, left foot steps back. Then drop the knees. Toes are untucked or tucked, either option. Your inhale, you rise, hands to knee, thigh, or sky. And then playing here for a couple of breaths. It's the same shape, different side, but depending on what you're holding in your body, you might need something different side to side. So give yourself permission to explore. How can I find sensation in this side? Whatever our shape is, we're bringing that awareness to our hips. Left hip is angled down. Right hip is sliding back. We're really trying to feel sensation, some activation in the hip region. And maybe this is enough. Maybe it's too much. You need to bring your hands down. That's okay. Maybe we're tucking the toes. Maybe we're lifting up into high lunge. Or staying low, staying grounded to the earth. All beautiful options. We're here for one more breath. And then on that exhale, plant the hands, start to drive down through the right heel to drive the hips back into our half splits on the other side. So again, assessing what you need and then taking it. Do we need to ground down, bring the head lower? Do we need to lift and grow taller? All valid choices as long as we are listening to our bodies. So we're closing our eyes if it feels okay and just noticing for a few breaths. Inhale, exhale. What am I feeling? And then we start to release. So shifting the weight into the hands, bending that front knee, tucking the back toes, picking up that back knee. Left foot steps forward into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms to heart center. Taking a moment of awareness and gratitude for whatever it is that we are feeling right now. And then we start to add on. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, right foot steps back. And then pivot the heel down on your inhale. Hands rise up to knee or thigh or sky for our warrior one. So we're sliding that left hip back, pushing that right hip forward. Same general shape, just a little bit more dynamic. But we're equally rooted with both feet, really feeling them working equally and opposite. Breathing for a moment. And then on your exhale, windmilling the arms open, maybe adjusting the feet, setting up for warrior two. So we're grounding down in that left heel and on the outside of the right foot, stretching east to west, lifting the heart. Maybe the gaze is at the tip of our fingers. And just finding, what can I feel in this pose, in this moment? Settling in for one more breath. And on your next inhale, flip that left palm, reach forward and then back, going into a reverse warrior, trying to breathe into that whole left side of the body. Maybe lifting the gaze if it feels okay. but knowing that it can stay grounded. That's beautiful too. Can we sink that left hip down just a little bit more and reach back? And on your inhale, coming back through warrior two, just for a breath to reset your spine. Then on your inhale, reaching forward, starting to drop that left arm down. Can be resting on your thigh if you need the support, or maybe resting on a block on the inside or the outside of the knee. Just feeling it out. Or maybe you're going all the way down, grabbing onto that left big toe, or grabbing down onto the earth. What can we feel in this moment? What muscles can we recruit to support us and strengthen us? And how can we soften? Soften and breathe. And then we release. So windmill the right hand down, pick up that back heel, kind of readjust your feet, and then right foot steps forward into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms to heart center. Maybe closing the eyes and reconnecting with that breath. What are we feeling in this moment? Just noticing it. Whatever it is okay. You are safe. You are loved. You are here. And that is enough. All right, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, left foot steps back, and then we drop that left heel. On your inhale, we rise, hands to knee, thigh, or sky for our warrior one on the opposite side. So again, it is okay to feel different side to side. Sometimes we need a little bit wider stance. I need a wider stance on my left foot. That's okay. We want to feel something. So what can you do in this moment to find some sensation in the general hip region? We're pushing that left hip down, sliding that right hip back, just feeling it out. Can you press equally in both feet, then lift through the spine, really shine that heart skyward and sink that hip a little bit more. All right, then on your next inhale, windmilling open into warrior two. So readjusting our feet as we need, trying to just feel it out. We want to feel supported in both legs equally. We're not overworking that right leg. Stretching our arms east to west. They're strong, they're active. Shoulders are over our hips. We're supported as we're lifting up and settling in to our right leg, right hip. Maybe we're gazing over our fingers. Maybe our gaze is down. What do we need today? And if all we need is to breathe, that is always an option too. We're going to flip the right palm on your inhale, reach forward for length, and then start to go back, going into our reverse warrior. Now, the farther we reach back, the more we sink down, really trying to find activation and sensation in the whole right side. And breathing through it. For one more breath. Then inhale, coming back up, reset your spine, nice and neutral. Then on your next exhale, hinging forward, that right arm can come light on the knee or come to the inside or the outside or on a block. Whatever option, we're reaching up with that left hand. It is lifting us, giving us strength and space. And if we have that connection with our arm and our knee, they're pushing into each other, equal and opposite. And can we soften and find space in this moment to be okay with being just slightly uncomfortable? You can do hard things. You are strong and beautiful. And then before you know it, you release. So windmill those hands down, pick up that back heel, maybe adjust your feet. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. And coming back to our beautiful breath. Just noticing, maybe one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. What is the quality of my breath in this moment? Is it shallow? Is it caught in my chest? Is it steady? Is it full? Can I feel the breath all the way down to my belly? Can we come back to that calm, steady breath? Training our nervous system to reconnect with our bodies, breath by breath. And then we start to move. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And we're going to take that left foot, step it back, and then slow and controlled, we're going to pivot our feet in to come to a wide-legged fold in the middle of our mats. So your feet are coming in parallel, or maybe the toes are pigeon-toed a little in, with gentle bend in our knees. We're lengthening through the spine. Maybe take your hands on your hips to really lengthen the shoulders away from the ears, and then we hinge deeper, going into our fold. If this is feeling like it's too much for you and you don't want to do it standing, that's okay. If you want to sit down and do a wide-legged fold this way instead, you are welcome to it. Either option is beautiful. Just trying to really help regulate our body, bring our nervous system down, grounding down with the roots. But if we are staying up, we are rolling some weight into the balls of our feet. Really trying to pull our upper body down. Maybe the hands are sliding down the backs of the legs, giving our legs another good bear hug. Maybe our hands are staying rooted underneath our shoulders, giving us support and grace. Just finding which feeling, which variation, what is calling to you, and breathing through it. All right, then inhale, start to lift the chest, and then slow and control. We're going to pivot to the back of our mats. Right foot steps back. Shift forward, top of a push-up. The knees raised or lowered. Can we lower all the way down to the earth? All right, we've made it to the earth. We're here to stay. Just changing our orientation to change our perspective of ourselves. So we're going to go into some spinal strengthening, setting up for cobra. Taking our legs, they're squeezing our legs together. Tops of the feet are pressing in. Hands are underneath our shoulders. Then on our inhale, can we peel the chest up, coming into our strong cobra? And then exhale, lowering down. Maybe the forehead touches, maybe not. Then inhale, ride your breath to lift up. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, starting to move with your breath now. Riding that breath like a wave. Really trying to reconnect. Maybe closing your eyes really helps you feel the breath through the spine. But just like we did at the beginning, on your inhales, can you feel that breath riding up through the spine, through the crown of the head? And on the exhales, can you feel the weight of the earth as you grow deeper, grow heavy? Let's do one more. Inhale, and then pausing up on the top. On your exhale, tip over to the right side of your mat, dropping that left shoulder, getting a little bit of a shoulder stretch. Then inhale, come back through center. Exhale, tip the right shoulder down, looking over to the left. Then inhale, coming back up. Exhale, lowering down. Tuck the toes. Push yourself back through tabletop. And then come to a seated position with your legs out in front of you. So winding it down in the home stretch here. Doing some separate leg stretching. So looking for 90 degrees in your hips. That left foot can come into your right thigh, or maybe do a half lotus, whichever feels right and authentic today. Inhale, arms up, find that interlock grip, and then exhale, start to hinge over that right leg. Maybe you can grab onto that right foot. Maybe you're reaching on the thigh. Maybe you need to bend the knees a little bit to keep the stretch out of the back. We want to feel it in the back line of the leg. So what micro adjustments can you make to really feel that stretch, that activation in the back side? And so I really like this stretch to really start to feel my breath. If you'd like some blocks on either side of the foot to kind of just change it, you're welcome to do that. Or even take a block if you're super flexible on the back of the foot and grabbing on the block to pull you down. That's another option. But here at the end, what I want you to try to do is tuck your chin round down, and can you bring your forehead in towards your knee? So we want that full flexion in the spine. We're rounding down, maybe navel to spine, a little crunch gives you a little space to round deeper. And here at the end, can you feel your breath? So get as deep of an inhale as you can. Feel it breathing through the whole spine. And exhales, feel the body grow heavy as you round in a little bit more. Maybe closing your eyes gives you the space to really connect with your breath. All right, then inhale, start to walk yourself back up, and we will go into the other leg. So left leg is straight, right leg bends. Maybe we're doing something different on this side. Maybe it's just staying at your thigh, maybe going into half lotus. If you're super, super bendy, maybe taking that hand and grabbing onto the foot and bending down. But really, whatever is feeling good is what you need to do. Gentle bend in the knee if you need it. And then starting to fold over that left leg. Whatever that leg is, right? No one's perfect. And so if you've made mistakes today, know that that is okay. I am proud of you. So I hope that you are proud of yourself. In this moment, can we tuck in and round in? Feel nurtured and supported by the gravity pulling on us. And feel your breath into your whole full spine. Slowing that heart rate down. What do you notice in this side? Is it different from the last? What can you learn about yourself today? And can we soften in just a little bit more and breathe some space? And then we release. Inhale ourselves back up. One more final stretch, bringing both legs out in front of us. Inhale, lengthen. Maybe our arms are up. Micro bending in the knees if needed. And exhale, hinging forward, trying to grab onto our feet. Maybe we're grabbing our calves, maybe our ankles, whichever one is where you are, that is okay. And first, leading with the heart, trying to get that length. And then rounding in. Can we shelter the heart, seal that energy in as we breathe into the back line? Can we grow heavy for a moment, really feel gravity pulling us in deeper? If we can reach the feet, our arms are pulling on the feet to pull us down further. But simultaneously, we're pressing into our hands, really feeling activation in our legs. But we're finding enough sensation in this moment. Not too much, just enough. I'm softening in for one more breath. All right, then inhale, rounding ourselves back up. And then on our exhale, making our way into our final Savasana. So deciding what you need in this moment. If you would like to stay seated like we did at the beginning, you're welcome to do that. Or if you rather go into a Savasana variation, you can use that strong core, maybe reaching your hands out in front of you to gently lower down. One last little bit of core work in at the end. Then you could go traditional with your legs out in front of you, arms are facing up to receive. Or maybe taking your knees, bending them a little bit. Feet are coming mat width, knees falling in. A little bit of a fallen bridge variation. I like that. It gives me some support in my low spine some days. And then again, we're trying to connect with our bodies, connect with ourselves. So I would strongly encourage, if it feels okay, taking one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. And just for the next few minutes, giving yourself permission to just exist. You have done the hard work. You have moved your body. And some days that seems like an insurmountable task. So if you moved with me the whole time, or if you just tuned me out for most of it, that's okay either way. As long as you were listening to yourself, that is all you had to do. So for these next 2 minutes or so, can we calm our mind, quiet those thoughts, and just see what there is to feel? All right, if this final savasana is calling to you, press pause or just ignore me. Stay in it as long as you need. If you're ready to be guided out, gently start to invite some small movements, but keep those eyes closed as long as you can. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, maybe bringing in some wrist circles, some ankle circles. Just starting to feel your body again. Then maybe start to bring your arms up overhead in a big good morning stretch. And then gently rolling over to your favorite side. Pausing for a moment to let your spine come back to neutral. And then gently starting to push yourself up into a comfortable seat. So we have ended this class in a comfortable seat. We have started this class in a comfortable seat. So we have made it full circle. So whatever we have experienced within that circle, know that that is valid. And even if we do this video 100 times in the same poses, that experience is always unique. So taking a moment in gratitude to just appreciate whatever it is that we experienced. Maybe bringing our hands to heart center, maybe gently rubbing them to feel that friction, that heat that we have been cultivating. And then pausing for a moment to draw that energy in. For everything that you have shared today with yourself on the mat, we all benefit off of the mat. I truly believe that. So I thank you for putting the time in today to start to work on yourself. That is more than most people ever do. So I'm proud of you and keep it up. I know that there is healing in movement and in breath. So until we meet on our mats again, I bow to you and say, Om Shanti, peace, peace within, peace around, and peace to those who need it most. So keep it up, keep doing the good work. If this was at all helpful to you, I would love it if you could like, subscribe. Let's help get this content out there in front of the people that need it the most. And you know there's a lot of people out there needing help. If you would like other content like this, let me know. Let me leave a message, comments. I'd love to hear them. I'd love to hear how you're doing. And otherwise, just keep doing the good work. And I will see you again on our mat soon. Bye.